What is up, everybody? This is your boy Black Mike with another banger video. I'm gonna break down one of the new, updated, and added features that they added to the Sentinel Titan. And I don't know if you know about me, but Sentinel Titan is my main when it comes to Titan. I can't help it. It was the very first one I used, so it's the one that's the closest and nearest dear to my heart when it comes to Destiny. And when I'm playing, this is the way I like to play. I love the way what they've done, the new Unbreakable aspect. Now, those of you who don't know, some of the upgrades they just did this season was they actually just buffed Ursa Furiosa. Ursa Furiosa's built now to go and synergize with Unbreakable. And Unbreakable is amazing. It is the best aspect that's been added to the game. And oh my gosh, it's amazing. So this is how it works. Just like Ursa Furiosa worked before, it allows you to move faster, but it works now both with Sentinel Shield as well as Unbreakable. Furthermore, what it's going to do is going to allow you to regenerate your super while in Sentinel Shield, but also while just using Unbreakable. So this means that now every single grenade turns into Unbreakable and then turns into a ton of super energy. And it does massive damage. So the way that it works is the more damage that you take, the more damage that you do when you release the grenade button or when it runs out of grenade energy. So you want to try and max that out because you're not taking any damage while you're holding it, at least not from in front. And you have a continuously regenerating Overshield that also empowers you as well. So any damage you take will usually be mitigated by the recharge, just like when you use Bastion. Now, I'm putting all of this with Offensive Bulwark. Offensive Bulwark gives me the opportunity to gain a whole bunch of my grenade energy just from a faster recharge as long as I have my Overshields active. Now, when I pair that with Monte Carlo allows me to get my melee back every time I get a kill, or as I'm doing damage, just continuously regenerating melee energy. So that works perfectly with Shield Throw. Shield Throw also got a buff. It's going to allow you longer flight time and additional damage. Now I'm put that with Echo Starvation. This allows me to be able to gain Devour and allows me to be able to regain health every time I get kills and a chunk of my grenade energy. I'm pairing all of that with Echo of Exchange, so all of my melees is going to give me extra grenade energy back. So this allows me to triple dip and get a lot of grenade energy back from various sources. I'm adding Echo of Persistence because it's going to give me an extension on both my Overshields as well as Devour. So that allows me to get all the way up to 15 seconds on both. Now the goal of this build is to be able to have three things up at all times. To be able to have Offensive Bulwark active, Overshields active, and Devour active. And whenever that's not the case, I need to be able to have one of my abilities up that allows me to reset all of that. And I'm pairing all that with Echo of Expulsion to be able to add into the damage I can do to crowds, because anytime I get any type of ability kill, it's going to allow me to cause that enemy to explode, and they can do like cascade of damage to each other, and it helps out a lot. So in order to help me generate my super as quickly as possible, I'm using Ashes to Assets as well as hands-on. That's going to allow me to use both my grenade and my melee to generate more super energy. And it has about a 10-second cooldown, but it works amazingly. Now, when I'm doing all that, these is going to allow me to be able to generate orbs of light. When I'm using with those orbs of light, I'm going to use Bulwark Finisher as well as emergency reinforcements. I want to be able to survive as much as possible. Bulwark Finisher allows me to go straight into Overshields mode, and as you can see, emergency reinforcement gives me additional resistance whenever my shields get cracked and I get knocked into the red. It kicks in automatically. I like putting that along with this build because it just gives me additional damage resistance on top of my Overshields. My goal is to have Overshields get it broken and then go back into Overshields immediately afterwards, so that way I can get a double dip of the damage reduction, even if it is for a short period of time. Now, Bungie, if you're listening, give me an extension on that, and that'd be just amazing, because then I won't have to die ever. But that being said, I love this build, and Unbreakable, it just works so well. Oh, one more thing I almost forgot to mention is that it also blinds targets that are close by. So now it makes it where they get less aggressive. So you have a variety of ways that you can use this. The utility is amazing. And with this build, it makes it possible to be able to run it, because having Devour allows you to be able to get back into your grenade very quickly. And it deploys fast. Whoo! And then on top of whatever damage you get, it gives you more super energy. So I'm using firepower and heavy-handed, Reaper and harmonic siphon for orb generation. All of my orbs are going to be able to give me chunks of grenade energy with innervation, as well as Devour. So all I have to do now is continue to get kills that generate orbs of power, and that puts me in the fastest state possible for my grenades. Then I'm using stacks on stacks and powerful attraction, because that will allow me to bring any orbs of light into myself, absorb those and turn those into charged armor charges, or when I use my class ability nearby. And stacks on stacks turns extra, gives me extra or charged light for each overpower I pick up. Since I'm only at 3 with this build, it really just becomes just a matter of just picking up 2 and I'm already at max, instead of just picking up 2 and I have 2. So that's the big difference there. But yeah, the build is amazing because it allows me to be able to get 45-second supers very consistently, because of how everything works out in the neutral game and in the super game. And the crazy thing about this is this used to be only a team exotic, but you can use this now in solo content, because you can take advantage of all the abilities yourself right away. Now, this build is awesome. I love it. This is going to be my favorite build going forward for team activities or for like grandmasters, because you now become the person keeping your team alive. With the nerfs that they did this will actually becomes probably the best survival option, as long as you're able to line up your team like we did back in the day, where you might have 2 sentinel shields and then turn around and have somebody else for maybe another type of DPS, like Shadow Shot, Orpheus Rig, or something like that. But either way, what I'm able to do with this is continuously keep up Devour, continuously keep up Overshields, do massive damage, and then every time I do so, I'm getting huge chunks of my grenade energy back. Like I already have my super twice right there. I mean, oh my gosh, it's crazy to get my super back so fast, so frequently. And it still does so much damage. Like, I tried the new super and everything else. This one is the best one. It's hard to argue against it, because it's like, come on. You can't do that much damage throwing them axes, and you're not doing anything with water dying. So this just makes sense. And then plus the ricochet works even better on the shield throws. So this is amazing. And in team play, it's even better, because when you have people behind you, super charge much more slowly, plus you generate orbs for your team. So you become this super generator. Like, I'll take a Nighthawk team member real quick, but it's your boy, Black Might. Peace.